Alright, so I can tell you my story time about how I met a psychopath. So I had joined a dating app because I was tired of being single, and well, yeah, I was just tired of being single, right? So I go on the dating app and we talking for a while or whatever, right? And we was just talking online, we never meet in person or nothing like that. And he was telling me that how he live in this place, and I told him I was living this place, right? And he was like, okay, no problem, whatever, whatever. We was only talking for about 2 weeks actually, to be honest. It wasn't that long. It was only about 2 weeks we was talking. And he was telling me, oh, he have a son, and his son does live with a babysitter because he didn't have time because of how he working a certain type of job, right? I'm not here to judge you because that's not my business to judge, right? So I inside my room and I hear my mother call out to me and she like, your people outside. I was like, what people? Because I know nobody not supposed to come and check me. Like, if somebody was coming to me, they would have let me know they're coming to me, right? When I get up, go outside. Sorry, get up, go outside. I see this whole nigga and I was like, so I was like, how you know I live in? Because I did not tell you where I was living. And he was like, well, I just asked and they tell me I was living there or wherever. And I was like, who? Who tell you I was living here? Like, right? So he was like, oh, he just wanted to surprise me and whatever. And I was like, yeah, he could have still tell me he was coming. Anyway, so I had, after, well, I invite him into sit down wherever. We talk for like, let me say, an hour or two. Rain started to fall. And then he started giving me this long run about how his son staying by a nanny because, you know, how he working a certain type of job. He don't have enough time to mind his son or whatever be the case is. So I'm not here to judge him or nothing like that. I was like, okay, no problem. Like sometimes as a parent you gotta do what you have to do, right? I ain't judging you. At this point, like it was done a red flag how he end up by my house without me telling him where I live in, right? So back to what I was saying. So at this point, he tell him all of this whatever, I not judging you because like it's not my business. So we had decided that he was going to leave and I was going to stay home because we were not falling and it was getting late and you have a whole child that you need to go home with, right? So he left. No, his son was in while me and him was outside talking. His son was inside playing on my chair, running about doing what like children does too. So after the leave, my mother pulls me aside and she was like, "You need to hear what this little boy was telling me." I was like, "Something bad?" She was like, "No, no, no, sit down." I was like, "Then what you want me to sit down for?" She was like, "Sit down, let me tell you." So I sit down and my mother telling me this little boy is not going to school. Um, and when he do go to school, he's in second year, and he said how his father don't mind him and his father don't love him and he don't eat food. I was like, what? And then after she was like, yeah, well that what he was saying or whatever. So me, I had to go back and ask Guy because I was like, that is not true. Like children just say the darndest thing sometimes. So I go back to him, I was like, your son was telling my mother his business and telling her, he's in second year still. Keep in mind this little boy is 10 years old and that's how you don't feed him and thing. And my mother gave him food or whatever and he was keep asking because he was saying he hungry and all that. So he was like, yes, it's true. And he was saying, basically things hard or whatever. So I decided, it's not my business to judge this nigga because it's not my business, right? At this point, it was done a red flag for me because half these things you should like, bro, right? Your son not supposed to come out and tell people these things. This is something you're supposed to tell somebody before you reach in your house because children mouth is like a pipe. It does run plenty, right? So the next day, all of a sudden, you send me a message if your son could stay with me for a little while. Because now, me and you don't know each other like this. You only see me twice. The first time when you saw me like for 5 minutes, and the second time when you pop up at my house without me inviting you, right? Because you left your son with the nanny, and the nanny left your son with her daughter, which is a lesser child, and his son was riding his bike in the road, and a car hit him, and he in the hospital. But he not injured, just minor scrapes, and they don't want to carry him back. But they need somewhere for him to stay because at the place where you're working, it's you're unable to mind your child, right? So I tell him that how, you know, I live with my parents. So it's a conversation I have to have with my parents. I just can't tell you yes and then, right? So I go to my mother and she's like, you know, it's something to consider because, we don't have much room, right? So I go back to tell him this, and my guy got mad. He was angry, like he didn't want to hear that. He wanted me to tell him, yo, bring your son, let son move in, bring all his stuff, and I will be step mommy of the year. At this point, when I realized he was getting mad, I was like, yo, bro, take it down a notch because it not we're not doing that, right? And he was like, no, at the end of the day, I could move in with him and I could mind his son and my children and I don't have to work, he will mind me. And I was like, what are this coming from? I did not sign up for that to be unit one. We barely even know each other two. And you're moving way too fast to me three, right? Anyway, back to the story. So, after I tell him that he didn't like it or whatever, and we stopped talking for about a couple days. In these couple days when I thought, okay, my guy gone his way, right? I get a call from one of my friends. And I like, hello. And she was like, so I don't know if you know, but for the past couple days this guy been messaging me and asking me for information about you. Anyway, so I was like, no, like you need to block him. Don't entertain that because that guy is a psycho. Like that was my breaking point for that dude. Like we done was talking and you planning engagement party for me and I'm not talking to you. Right? Okay. Then he goes some he was messaging my sister. I'm planning engagement party and my sister my sister was having a valid conversation about how he was going to propose to me and how he was going to do it and whatever the case is like that. He was also messaging some other friends of mine, right? When he realized nobody paying him no mind, he goes to call my mother. Yo, ask me how he get my mommy number. Like the woman who gave birth to me, ask me how he get my mommy number. You call my mother and you like, tell your daughter, don't block me. Like, tell she I'm sorry and I love she. And I say, no, like, And my mother like, maybe you will consider. I was like, no, the guy's a psycho, no. Right? And my mother tell him, well, she made up her mind and she said that's how she wants nothing to do with you. And he begging at this point and I was like, mommy, hang up the phone. So my mother hung up the phone and she blocked him. And he goes into calling my best friend now. I don't. This guy went like he went through all my Facebook and everything, and he went and get all information. He went messaging people to find out who know me and stuff. And he goes into calling my best friend and telling her, tell her to unblock me, however.